Cindy Cloward with Riley Blake Designs, and today we're working on block number 4 in the Meet the Maker quilt. We hope you're enjoying all of the other blocks. This block isn't too hard today as we are doing flying geese again. So we do like our flying geese. Now we're assembling this a little different because this time our flying geese are the dark part and the light white, a Riley Blake white, is the corners. So let me show you how to do that because it makes a darling little pinwheel in the center. Okay, so like we talked about before, we have our flying geese that are, this is 1 3/4 by 3 inches. And then we have these 1 3/4 squared. So we make our mark from the center, corner to corner, and that's going to be our sewing line for our flying geese. Okay, we've sewed this. We can trim that back. Actually, we can finger press, but first we're going to trim it. Give it a good press, that's important before you add your other. Again, usually I have all these marked ahead of time, but since I'm showing you one block at a time. We had our other white side. Okay, we've got our other side done. We're going to trim that off. Press. Again, chain piece, so it makes assembly much quicker. And then you're going to square up your flying geese. I just simply like to trim off the top and know exactly that I'm not cutting off any of my points up there. So you do that 4 times for each block. Here's what my flying geese look like. We're going to assemble this. But before we do, it asks for a 1 3/4 by 3 inch rectangle. So for each of these, blocks, you're going to sew a rectangle piece on. Okay, I have chain piece these, so I'm just kind of, and it doesn't really matter which side these are pressed. Okay, so you've got these units sewed. And so now we're just going to assemble these. And they're just going to kind of follow along to make your pinwheel. Let's see, that way. And then we're going to go that way. So I'm going to sew these 2 units together and those 2 units together, and then when those are sewn together, I'm going to take this whole thing, flip it over, and sew that. So our center block is finished. So just like we did before, we're going to mark these ahead of time, corner to corner with our pencil. And then, actually, it's going to be our orange. These are the outside blocks. So we mark all our orange corner to corner. And we take it to the machine. I'm going to make this go a little faster. And we bring this back, trim it, put this over. We've got our other marked 3-inch square. So corner to corner, trim it, flip it over, and we've got our flying geese, 4 of them. These are all one color orange, so no tricky assembly there. We're going to put these 2 on, and you can sew this unit to that unit, and then this flying geese to that side. So that center section's finished. We've got the top and the bottom. Make sure you're turning it the right way. Got your 4 corners that are just white fabric. You're going to assemble these right sides together just like that. And once those are assembled and sewn together, you're going to flip this whole unit over, sew that side on, and sew that side on. Again, like I mentioned in earlier tutorials, make sure your blocks are coming out accurate. Check them. They should be about 10.5 inches. I love the square up ruler because you can line everything up. If you're off, if your block's too big, too little, this will really help you see where the problem is. Is it the problem in your stitches? But look at this. This is right on. My center block is right on. All these are right on. It's about 10.5 inches. I'm not going to trim it all because I don't want to cut off any of my points, with the exception of right here. It probably doesn't matter that much, but this is really poking out. And on that side too, it's kind of poking out. So this is almost a perfectly square 10.5 inch block. It is important where you iron your seams. So I am going to show you the underside of my quilt again. That makes me really nervous. But see how my seams are all ironed in and ironed in. This is really important because, like the last block, we're going to assemble this next to this block. So this block, so it'll nestle because these are pressed out and these are pressed in. This block's all prepared to be assembled on the quilt. As you can see, this block's here and the points match. So we want that to fit perfectly. So that's my last tip for this block.